Hey, it's Liz with Lawsuit Tracker. Nitrous oxide lawsuits are becoming more prevalent as more people are injured through recreational use. People injured after inhaling nitrous oxide are filing lawsuits against product manufacturers. If you think you don't know what I'm talking about, chances are you do. This is when people are sucking the air out of whipped cream canisters, popularly called whippets. Most states, not all, have minimal regulations on who can buy nitrous oxide. The products can be easily acquired in person or online, including by individuals under 18. This is increasingly popular with minors, which is where the lawsuit is kind of gaining momentum. Other names used, and a lot of these make me feel old: laughing gas, nitrous, NOS, whippets, like I said, hippie crack, buzz bombs, nitro. But a big one right now is galaxy gas. There was actually a ban on TikTok because people were using the product for its not intended use and then passing out, and more people were getting injured. It was kind of a trend. TikTok was like, no more of that. Galaxy gas, I'll kind of talk about that one a lot in this video. So right now their brand specifically is facing a class action suit. This has not yet become like a federal lawsuit or an MDL multi-district litigation that I talk about a lot on this channel. If there are more class actions against specific manufacturers, they may be consolidated, or if individuals themselves are filing lawsuits in state court, again, it's likely to be consolidated on a federal level. But as of right now, no federal lawsuit, just a class action against Galaxy Gas. The allegations in these lawsuits fall into several categories. Lawyers and plaintiffs argue that many companies design and market their products to be inhaled and used recreationally. Additionally, these companies do not properly warn consumers of the dangers of nitrous oxide misuse. So Galaxy Gas, again, for example, they have extremely colorful and bright packaging. On it, they do say, do not inhale, used for like food consumption only, culinary use only, but they don't list out the injuries on it, and I think that is an angle most of these lawyers are going to take. Also, and again, I'm only using them because I've seen their products and I've kind of looked into the class action a little bit, not to single them out only, but you can buy these products in places like smoke shops. You know what I'm saying? So because nitrous oxide, sometimes referred to as laughing gas, has legitimate culinary and medical uses, these canisters are already available and minimally regulated, but the design, labeling, distribution, and marketing of many products do not align with the legitimate uses. Like I said, selling the whipped cream canisters, like to fill up the refills, or the chargers they're sometimes called, in smoke shops. Right. So also, for example, some products come in flavors like bubblegum, Sonic Sour, or cotton candy. They're allegedly sold to make whipped cream. However, there's not a large consumer demand to make such whipped cream flavors. Instead, again, the flavored ones are sold at smoke shops, vape shops, gas station, and not at culinary product distributors. So many victims and advocates allege that these companies know that people are huffing their product to achieve a high, yet these companies have not changed their marketing techniques or label warnings. Allegations listed in lawsuits against these companies include design defects, failure to warn, again, really lack of disclosure of the risks of using it recreationally, because it does say, hey, don't inhale it, but it doesn't go further. Negligence, there's a failure to exercise reasonable care in the creation, distribution, and advertising of the product. And fraudulent concealment, this is a pattern of using false or misleading statements or omissions to adequately disclose the risks of using the product. So really that is the main issue here. There are also a lot of injuries you can sustain from abusing this. Negative side effects: asphyxiation, blood clots, frostbite, loss of consciousness, loss of feeling in limbs, paralysis. Sometimes this is permanent, sometimes this is temporary, so it is pretty serious. We kind of have a little bit of an outline of who would qualify should this go to a federal case, and typically what it's going to look like is similar to all MDLs, is you'd have to have one of these injuries. So again, asphyxiation, blood clots, loss of consciousness, but you'd have to prove that you suffered in some way, and then of course proof that you bought and you were using one of these products, and then typically there'll have to be a medical record attached to that, so an ER visit, a doctor visit, so on and so forth. But this is, again, super early stages, not yet a federal case. It is interesting to me in terms of what they are suing for specifically. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will keep you up to date on any news regarding this lawsuit. Thanks.